Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Find Your Model Health, the official podcast for those looking to optimize their long-term health and weight goals and understand how their body really works. I am your host. I'm Shemaine Linney. I'm a nutritional therapist, integrative health practitioner, and iridologist, and I'm very happy to have you back with me for another piece of your day. I hope everyone is keeping really well this morning. In this episode, we're going to kind of continue on our trend on hormones, and today we're going to look at birth control and hormones. But before I go on, I must remind you that the information in these podcast episodes is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Please consult your health practitioner before making any lifestyle changes. So recently on Facebook, Instagram, I've been doing posts and stories, kind of highlighting the effects of birth control and how it can impact your hormones. And I want to go into this in a little bit more depth in this episode and hopefully help you understand, because so many women are on birth control, so many women have been on birth control for a very long time. So many young girls are getting put on birth control. And although birth control in what we're looking at today, as in the pill, it was an important step for contraception all those years ago and women's struggles around contraception, and that's great, of course, but there was always this sort of mixed message or distorted message given to women that didn't highlight the fact that the pill does have side effects, and they can be quite problematic. I speak to women all day, every day, and many of them show up with these, quote, side effects of having been on the pill for decades, some 15 years, some 20 years, some a lot longer. So it's important you understand. And I also understand that a lot of women and young girls, they don't get put on the pill just for preventing pregnancy. There's also other conditions that we use the pill for, and it can be helpful, but that doesn't mean there's not side effects. So like endometriosis, very heavy periods, hormonal acne, and then the idea that you can balance hormones with the pill, which is completely false. You cannot balance hormones with the pill, because when you're on the pill switches off your hormones. You have no hormones when you're on the pill. So birth control or the pill, it switches off your estrogen, it switches off ovulation, and if you're not ovulating, you're not going to make progesterone, so you're kind of in this temporary state of menopause. If you test your hormones while on the pill, you will find you have very low levels, if not no levels, of your sex hormones. So you're technically in menopause, or you have menopausal levels. And now there has been some women that I've spoken to, and they went on the pill at the age of 15 for whatever reason, and then they just stayed on it. And they didn't come off the pill until they were in their 50s. So they were on the pill for approximately 40 years. And by the time they come off the pill, sure, they're in menopause at that stage. So they've had a huge stretch of hormonal disruption. And if you don't know, for a woman, for a girl, a female, your cycle every month very much reflects your health. A woman's sex hormones are a huge part of her having vitality and life and spirit and good health. So please don't undermine your hormones. Instead, try to understand them, because as great as birth control and the pill can be for some women, they are not hormones. They're drugs. They are not your hormones, and they will never act as your hormones or be as beneficial as your hormones. Real hormones are your estrogen or your estradiol and your progesterone. Like I mentioned, progesterone, probably my favorite hormone. Progesterone is more our calming, see sense, be sane, relaxed, focus, sleep well hormone. Progesterone is so important, and the majority of women, including myself, have issues with progesterone because this is how we live. This is life nowadays. But the contraceptive drugs, they're molecules like hormones, but they are not hormones. They do not have the same molecular structure as hormones do, and do not provide the same benefits. So like I mentioned, progesterone, my favorite, it really is our calming, see sense, focus, sleep well, feel good hormone. It really does connect to dopamine as well, the hormone that we relate to achievement and reward. Dopamine is our real feel good hormone. Progesterone also promotes hair growth and good skin quality and structure and collagen integrity. And then, of course, our estradiol, which is one of our forms of estrogen, it helps with insulin sensitivity. It also helps with feeling juicy, good libido, good vaginal health, good motivation and drive, not just in the bedroom, but everywhere. So these hormones are so important. But the contraceptive drugs, these molecules, they're not the same. So you don't get these same benefits. Yes, they may help suppress a period or rid you of some of these issues you're having, maybe relieve pain and heavy bleeding, maybe help with your acne, but that doesn't, quote, fix the problem. And then if a lot of the time when women come off these, I mentioned acne there, when they're withdrawing from the pill, they can experience even worse acne then, because the hormones are like, what the hell is going on here? Like, do I go left? Do I go right? How do I regulate or bounce back? And this is something to be aware of. Now, a lot of women will take, and I did when I was younger, take the pill. A lot of women will do 21 days on, 7 days off. In Ireland, when I was on the pill a long time ago, it was just 7 days off. Nowadays, you have a sugar pill, so a placebo pill for those 7 days, and then you start your cycle again. Some women will get pills for a little bit longer, but on average, it's 21 days for a lot of women. And gosh, I can't even remember what it was back when I took the pill long time ago, well over a decade. But anyway, so when you're taking that break for 7 days, or you're taking your sugar pill for 7 days, you may have a bleed there. And if you're like me, I did believe, oh, I'm having my period. That actually was not a period. Pill bleeds are not periods. It's not your period. How could it be? You're not making any hormones. Pill bleeds are drug withdrawal bleeds. They're not real menstrual cycles. It's almost, I'd say it is an anovulatory cycle. And that was in one of the last podcast episodes I did, where we kind of looked at what is an anovulatory cycle, and so important because, hey, these are your hormones. And if you want to be full of life and vitality and feeling good and feeling sane, you need your hormones working in your favor. So contraceptive hormones, or the pill, they do have these issues. And when it comes to the long-term effects, I have spoken to many ladies, many women experience this, that if they do come off the pill and then they decide they want to get pregnant, they may have fertility issues. Not everyone. Some women will get pregnant immediately. Of course, we're all individual. We all have different resiliencies. We all have different bounce back ability. But a lot of women will have fertility issues because the hormones are just so topsy-turvy. They find it hard to recover. And even at that, at optimal levels, because not only are you coming off the pill, you had no hormones. Now we have to bring back the hormones. You also then are older. You probably have a lot more demands. You probably have a lot more stress. Maybe you're not sleeping well. Maybe this, that, and the other. Now you've got a lot more compounding issues that you didn't have when you were a teenager and you went on the pill, and maybe you only wanted it for acne, and your biggest issue when you were a teenager was how your hair looked going to school in the morning. So there's a lot to consider. And contraceptive drugs, the pill, it's not the only birth control. Again, I know it can be very helpful for some women with endometriosis and other conditions, but if you're using it for birth control, and I'd even say for the acne that I mentioned, there's other ways, there's better ways. The copper IUD is an option because it does allow you to ovulate, so that's super important. Of course, there's condoms, there is diaphragms, there's the pull-out method. When it comes to the hormonal acne, some of the most effective treatments I've ever came across is a combination of zinc, vitamin A, and pure krill oil. Works really well for most young girls and women. Zinc is amazing for helping to, quote, balance hormones. I've seen a lot of benefits in my hormones since starting to take zinc again. And I did an episode on zinc a couple of months ago. Go back and check it out. And we all have hormonal issues because this is a cycle of life. Doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're the best doctor in the world, the best health practitioner in the world, the best naturopath in the world, or you're like, I'm so healthy. Because your body always goes through these seasons, and wear and tear happens. No matter how well you take care of your body, wear and tear happens as you get older. Maybe it's a little bit slower than your neighbors because you take extra good care of yourself, but it still happens. And because of that, you have to understand this is how the body works. But this doesn't mean it's definite, and there are things I can do to help with it as well, like the zinc, and also, of course, as cliche as it sounds, looking at the root cause, what is happening here? Why is this happening? Is this because of an infection? Is this because for example, I'm eating too many toxins and it's trying to be pushed out through my skin? Maybe I'm not converting testosterone properly, DHT. My teenager, this was him. He had loads of testosterone, but he wasn't converting all of it properly, so he got really bad acne. So then we look at, okay, how can we convert the testosterone better? Got him on some krill oil, some zinc picolinate, which worked amazing for him. Then got him into the gym so that he was using his extra testosterone to build muscle, and then helping his other detoxification pathways, getting him drinking more water, which most teenagers don't do. Just making sure, look, if he's not eating his green vegetables, he's at least having some fruit every day, and just little things like that. So there's always a way, and I'm not putting this episode out to be a scare tactic or to make you feel bad because, oh my God, I'm on birth control, or I took birth control. Like I did, I took it. We nearly all did because we didn't know better. We didn't know, but now we have the opportunity to know better, and then maybe consider if we want to come off birth control. If you want to stay on it, that's totally up to you. I'm not here to judge, totally up to you. But maybe you'll think more about if you want your daughter to go on birth control, or also maybe you want to work with someone and look at why is this happening? What's going on with my body? Why am I having this acne? Why am I having an ovulatory period? Why are my bleeds so heavy? Whatever it is. But at least, like I said, this episode's not to be a scare tactic or make you feel guilty. It's to help you educate yourself, and then you can make your own decision because you'll know. And that's a big part of what I do. So Straight to the point there, short and sweet. I hope you found this helpful. Please share with any woman or young girl or niece or daughter or cousin that you feel this might be beneficial to. It's important we have this body literacy. We understand what our body is saying and doing and how it reads. So please share. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. If you think I deserve it, I would very much appreciate a review. The reviews really help small businesses and podcasts reach more people. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, your week. Take care of yourself. If you do have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me. I will pop my email into the description. You can find me on ShamainsModelHealth.com. I'm very active on Facebook under Shamains Model Health and Instagram. I'll be happy to answer any questions, but also if you have a topic you'd like me to address, I can plan to get that done as well for you. Okay, take care everyone. Bye-bye.